what he's saying is to err is human means human only can make mistakes. And if you want to innovate in your life, you may do more mistakes. So doing more mistakes is not a crime or a problem. Repeating mistakes is a problem. If you can convert your mistakes into opportunities and advantages, then that is genius.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Game of Life. My name is Rosemary Willie, and of course in the studio with me today I have Devang Shukla. You look good.
Thank you.
Well, not better than me, but you look good. If you've been following the series, I'm sure you know our lineup for today. I hope you've been reading the book. Those of you who are interested in, reading the book, please write to us. We would send you the book. We're happy to explain, to take on your questions as well. Now we will continue with Spoy Synopsis. Today we're taking efficiency. Efficiency and sufficiency is not suffice. It's utility with no futility to provide felicity. Facilities for human on the humanitarian grounds.
No, you have gone beyond. You have to stick to first sentence.
Efficiency and sufficiency is not suffice.
Yes, let's stop here. Efficiency and sufficiency is not suffice, which means when we are trying to be efficient, we are trying to be adequate. So that is not enough, he's saying. So why it is not enough is the second part of the sentence.
It's utility with no futility to provide felicity.
Yes. So it's utility, and then what is the thing? Utility?
With no futility.
With no futility means futility means the useless part. Means whatever we are doing, it has to produce results and it has to be of some value to humanity, is what he's saying. Now imagine we do sometimes engage in some jobs which you may think a lot that okay, so much money is invested, so much time is invested. How would it help the humankind? I can give you example. So there are companies which have tried to settle in Mars, and they invested, they got the funds, they got a big team to work on the research how to settle in Mars. But finally they got bankrupt in 2019. So why you thought of Mars? Why not the planet Earth, and how to make it better? Now we have problem of greenhouse effect, we have problem of temperature ever rising. So some innovation could have helped that. So before engaging in an activity, we have to see, is it of some value or not?
So it's not about the process, because being efficient is a process.
So it's not about. This is important, efficiency and adequacy. But there is something more also which is required, is what is the utility or the value that is being contributed. So he says does not suffice means it's not enough. It's not enough means you have to add one more element of what is the value it is contributing.
So you can be efficient and adequate all you want, but if what you're working on has no value to humanity,
correct,
it is not enough.
Correct. I can give you one very good example which is of our president, late president I would say, Dr. APJ Kalam. So he was a scientist, a great scientist, and he was the pioneer of the nuclear program. He was pioneer of the missile program. So he was successful in launching of missiles or rockets, you can say, which was for both civil and military purpose. So then, when he came back to his home, he told his father that, see, our country is growing so much, we have achieved this. His father simply asked, how will it help a common man? How will it help a farmer who is in the fields? And this question, his father was not so educated, but this question gave him a shock of his life. Whatever he after that tried to do, always felt, what is the utility that common man will get out of it?
Okay, so that makes sense, right? But I mean, there are different categories.
Mm-hmm.
If I am a baker, that is what I do. That is how I earn money. That's like my
Yes.
So if I'm a baker and I bake bread, cake, cookies, whatever that is, I have to be efficient.
You have to be efficient.
Yes.
You have to be adequate.
Yes.
And you have to bring utility, means nutritional value, food contentment for your customers.
But when you talk about nutrition, I mean it's bread. So I'm trying to say, can the activity, right? Does it have to be so weighty? Because it sounds so weighty, like you must have value, you must give back to humanity. But I'm just a baker.
Yes, but
does that apply to me?
baker, your job itself is giving a big utility to the whole world. You are feeding the people, and there is an exchange in terms of value by way of the fees they pay or the charges you take. But would you compromise on the quality?
Okay.
Would you use a stale bread to sell to your customers? Or there is a positive intention that, whatever I do my best. And not only I do advertise that this bread is good for children also because it has some more minerals, but you have the real intention behind it.
So what is important is your intention behind that activity.
Intention, and then we have also seen introspection. Before that you are giving, you are also watching the result part of it. And is it really helping or contributing? How my bread is different than other breads? And can I do with the same cost more value? Is it possible? Yes, possible. So their innovative mindset is very important. So we have read in the concept of maneuverable endeavor, right? With vivid and candid candor. Can it be that my bread is the same nutritional value, same price, but can it be more attractive? Some of the kids don't like to eat bread, and it becomes attractive for them, maybe a Mickey Mouse. So this is what he's saying is, what is the value you are delivering?
So there's no point to just rush to no end if there's no intention and value.
Yes.
So it says facilities for human on the humanitarian grounds.
Now this one is very important because he is saying felicity somewhere.
It's utility with no futility to provide felicity.
To provide felicity means it should contribute to happiness of a person. Imagine I have gone to one baker and I'm going to another. Another baker, because of his customer experience, behavior, because of his good quality, it gives happiness. You would like to go to that baker to buy your bread, not other bakers. So there is a connection.
Yes.
That connection, how you can build? Even if you speak very good language, you are very polite, but the bread quality is not good, will it go? That is the thing.
So let's come back to facilities for human on the humanitarian grounds.
Yes. So humanitarian ground is that, okay, you would charge to your customers, right?
Yes.
But would you deliver more value to your customers as compared to? That is an intention. Or you would like to do a shortcut. I can take some cheaper ingredient and I can increase my margin.
Okay, so I think this will help a lot of business people, because a lot of people are very profit driven, right? I want to make more money, but if we focus on the value, the customer might actually spend more money. They don't mind as long as they get value out of what you're giving them. That's good. So it says, bearing in mind the utility, do even a little with no futility. Care of the action, beware of the results.
So this is exactly, we see that, okay, we were also reviewing the results in the example of baker. that when a person eats, what is his experience? Are we delivering more value from lesser cost?
So apart from activity, let's come down to human interaction. How can I use this to enrich or better my interactions with people?
Very simple thing, or to generalize or make it simple, is deliver more in your interactions. So you are interacting with your friend. You have an intention little bit more than others, is you would like them to be happy when you are around. So they will say, oh, she's a happy face. Oh, call her. She will crack a joke or something, or she may dance. She has something different. So that gives happiness in the interaction. If your colleague or boss has given you a job, you deliver a little bit more of that, the value part. Other than adequacy, sufficiency, what he is saying.
We must always put in mind value.
Value.
Whether that is in daily interactions
Yes.
with people, or that has to do with an activity or a business. That's what separates you from the crowd.
Yes.
That is very insightful.
So this value I want to contribute, but do I want to contribute with a different intention, or I have a very pure, loving heart? You know, I would like to engage with a person and have something more than what he thought of. It's a loving heart at the end. Is it that this we are using in material sense, or it is also spiritual at the same time?
How so?
Like the baker case we saw, same cost, more value, more innovation. In this also, little bit more value we are giving. But our value is determined by the exchange of services. But if you are giving more in the same cost, so it is spiritual and material at the same. When it brings happiness to people, it is spiritual. But when it is good experience and translates to more business, it is material. So this is why Master says many times that materiality and spirituality are two sides of the same coin.
Yes, he mentioned
And both are important, he says. He doesn't say only go for spiritual. No. Let me say one thing. Imagine you are my customer and I am talking very politely and sweetly to you. To speak sweetly and politely, I should think sweetly and politely also. If I am thinking in a jealous way, in a exploitative way, but I am speaking politely, you will hear, but after some time you will say something is not matching. This is not real. Maybe other customers also speak the same way. But when my thinking is sweet, I want to deliver good value to my customer, and I speak also, it matches. It will also communicate to the customers. Imagine there is a person who speaks very sweetly, but he is thinking in his mind, okay, let me fool my customer. Let me exploit. How long you can do? Sometime it will open up. Even in your communication, it will open up. Because the customer will get the feel. How he will get or she will get the feel is not through language and analysis. So this is another part I am now opening from this. Imagine there are two kinds of customers. One customer is a very intellectual customer. Whatever you say, she or he will analyze word to word and see, oh, what is market rate and all that. The other customer is an innocent customer. It is not believing in analysis. But because of her or him, his good heart, he gets an intuition. He does not analyze, but he gets no, something is wrong. And you ask him, what is wrong? Then it is not fitting to my. First of all, the thing is you cannot fool anyone and accept yourself. So when you are sweet inside, you think sweetly, only then you speak sweetly. And that is good for the spirituality, that is good for the business.
Okay, so it says that do even a little with no futility, care of the action, beware of the result. Now I'm going to the introspection introduces the intrinsical intelligence of the intuition. To err is human, the commonness but turned to lure is a genius.
So what you are doing, you are combining two sentences, and so again I will tell you to read. So you have to stop at first so that we can delve further.
The introspection introduces the intrinsic intelligence of the intuition.
So what is introspection? Introspection is self-analysis. Now this self-analysis, what plays an important role? Of course, there may be a thought and activity on which you are introspect, but the divine element is the intuition. When you will analyze, a natural intelligence will come from intuition, and that will give you better and more deeper insight. This is what he is saying, is the intrinsical aspect of the intuition, intrinsical intelligence of intuition. So that is the point.
So to err is human, the commonest, but turn to law is a genius. Usually when people say to err is human, they say to forgive is divine.
Yes.
This would be the first time I would hear to err is human, the commonest, but turn to law is a genius. I don't know.
So what he is saying is to err is human means human only can make mistakes. And if you want to innovate in your life, you may do more mistakes. So doing more mistakes is not a crime or a problem. Repeating mistakes is a problem. This is one part he is saying. But the other part what he is saying is, if you can convert your mistakes into opportunities and advantages, then that is genius.
I think it makes overall sense because he's saying from the beginning, he focused on the fact that being efficient or adequate is not enough, but having value for what you're giving out.
Yes.
And now he's saying that also in that it is important to note that mistakes are acceptable, but do not repeat those mistakes. Then it becomes a norm. So I think it all makes sense.
It's
together.
right. But take the second part of the sentence where he says,
the commonest, but turn to lure is a genius.
Turn to lure is a genius. Means if you can make your mistake an advantage. Can it happen? It can happen. Imagine there are two situations. I will give you two situations. In one situation, there was a lady who burnt the vegetable when she was cooking. And she said, oh, how I burnt, okay, let me again cut and redo the job. And she threw the vegetable. But in the second situation, she had a master chef around. And she said, see, I have burnt. Master chef said, it's not fully burnt. Little bit part is burnt. And this may become a smoky flavor. Let me do some changes and make an innovative dish out of it. So there is a mistake actually. But that mistake
can be used as an opportunity.
As an opportunity, it brought the smoky flavor. So this is what he's saying is how the chef, because of his knowledge, experience, brought the smoky flavor while it was a mistake. So that he would be considered for this activity a genius in his game.
Wow.
So that what he's saying is a genius. If you can convert a mistake into an opportunity.
So it says get rid of the ignorance and getting ready of being a wise one.
So get rid of the ignorance. So what is ignorance first of all? Ignorance is seeing the world only by your own set of, you can say, own view. Which means me, mine, egoistic way of understanding. This is only my family, this is only my friend, this is my clothes. And if you touch my clothes, you have in a way touched me also. If you have touched my carpet, you have touched me also. So, overblowing your ego and trying to attach through various things. Are you getting? So, this is not the divine way.
Getting ready of being a wise one. So
how the wise one will come? So we have earlier also discussed about the mind. There are two sides. One is the material mind, one is the spiritual mind. The spiritual mind opens the gateway for wisdom. The spiritual mind tries to find connections to the nature and tries to connect your own self with the nature. And that determines your journey of ascension, journey of growth.
And I remember in one of our episodes, so a way to to activate or to be one with the spiritual mind is intuition.
Yes.
Listening to that still small voice that tells you this is good, this is more. The more we interact with or we believe or actively follow our intuition, that way the spiritual mind gets activated.
Yes.
Right? And then we're working towards becoming wise. I like that. I really like that.
Okay.
Who doesn't want to be wise? Okay, so the last line, it says, a little success is better than that of the futile. Pansophy?
Pansophy means theoretization or talking of encyclopedic way or universal knowledge, that is. So what he is saying is little success. Imagine you can talk a lot about theories, but when it talks of making a small tea using, I can't do. So connect to the practical world and find success in little ways. Little success, little activities can finally contribute to achievement of the goal.
I like that a lot because I think that we forget, us as human beings, we forget to appreciate ourselves, live in the moment, be thankful, and see our little successes as something.
Yes.
We're so into the big picture, forgetting that compounding effect, forgetting that the little things are the things that amount to that big picture.
Yes.
So I really like that. I like that a lot.
And these little things are very important, and we need to express our thankfulness and gratitude for these little. It can be that your driver may be coming and taking you to the office. You may see your delivery in the office, it has a percentage to it. If he comes late by 10 minutes also, it can change your consequence of performance. While we are focusing on our office job thinking that okay, our senior has given and we need to deliver, but we forget the little things that contribute. The little thing that you started with, taking water in the morning on empty stomach, has contributed to your good health and good mental health.
It is very important that we take note of the little. People don't take the time to even, like what you said, you may have had the water in the morning, but not everybody even remembers that they had water in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm guilty. Like, people don't take the time to actually think and be in the moment of each activity.
Perfect. So being in the moment of each activity is important. So you can take a water thinking about office.
Exactly.
Or you can take a water by focusing and being with the water and happily drinking and being satisfied. That wow, I am enjoying my morning. Or you can walk and stand quickly and like it is a medicine also. So how you engage in the activity, what is your perspective is also very important.
Okay, this has been very insightful. Before we close part A, going to part B, I think that it is important, what I've gotten from this conversation, that it is very, very important in today's time, is to find joy in everything, in every activity. When you drink your water intentionally. When you eat your food intentionally. There's something you always say, enjoy the flavor, enjoy everything about it, as opposed to eating and then your mind is somewhere in 1,000 places, thinking about work, thinking about money, but no, actually sit down, be in the moment and enjoy.
Exactly, this is the thing, and this is what we were talking of, making a mistake your advantage also.
Yes, don't kill yourself over a mistake.
In this example where once we saw the cook had or the person cooking had burnt the vegetable. It can be other side also. Imagine there is a vegetable made for you which is little bit burnt, but you have thanked the person. It's good because you have first prayed, offered to God, offered to the masters, and then very happily you ate. You know, either the salt is not right or it is burnt.
Let me explain that very well for them. So basically, he's saying, using the analogy of vegetable, he's saying that even if that error occurs, you can still choose to look at the positive side or try to be positive, right? To say, okay, this has happened, but I'm going to focus on my, can I say mental health?
Yes.
I'm going to focus on being happy,
Yes.
even if this has happened to me. Good.
But it doesn't mean I'm saying that the person cooks all the time, burnt food, and you don't say. You have not said then because the hard efforts have been put. But maybe by evening or next day, you share that, little bit burnt. Maybe we are not using the right flame. We are putting on a high flame. So that person will take it in right perspective. Why? Because of the timing aspect. Because that person sweated to make a vegetable for you. And thinking and looking at your face, oh, what is your feedback? And then you said, no, it's good.
But is that not lying?
Okay, in a technical,
Is that not lying? Like the food is burnt.
in a technical way,
So,
it is a bit.
I think a bit to help because obviously we don't want to encourage lying. But what I get from what you're saying is that criticism can wait actually.
Yeah.
If the person is right there in front of you saying, oh, how is the food? You can say, it's okay, I'm okay. Or we'll talk about it later. So you're saying that you don't have to bash the person.
Correct.
You can go back, think about it, or start in a positive light to say, thank you so much for the food.
Let me say one thing because you have opened a new thing of lying. What is a lie?
What is a lie?
A lie is a thing which is not aligned to nature. Okay, that I would say is a lie. And a lie which is aligned to nature, which has empathy, humanitarian aspects, and love.
Huh?
Yes, is not a lie. I will explain to you.
Please do.
So imagine there is a small baby and there is a big turmoil situation. And those people are like kidnappers. And the baby has hidden just behind us. And And the kidnapper asks you, have you seen a baby?
I would say no.
It's a lie.
Okay.
But it is not a lie because it is aligned to the nature. You are doing a humanitarian thing. You will feel happy in your heart when you said, no, I don't know. And they ran away and you saved the baby at the end.
So it depends on the cause.
So you have to see the circumstances. It may look, and as a technical aspect, a lie. But in the real aspect, in alignment with the universe natural forces, it's not a lie. You have saved the life of a baby. You have saved yourself from not doing a wrong thing. Okay, so I don't, because people sometimes take some shots from the video and say, oh, yes, we are propagating lie. No. We are not propagating evil. We are not propagating exploitative mind. We are not propagating manipulative mind. We are talking of think sweetly, say sweetly. But there can be an exception where you said sweetly, but to save someone. So that in my technical sense, it's not a lie.
Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to look at it from another concept, right? Mm-hmm. That is the internal mind yourself. Mm. To say that if the activity has to do with you, say you're meant to do a particular job and you make a mistake, right? So what you're encouraging us to do is, yes, the mistake has occurred. Instead of breaking down, you can also say, okay, I've made this mistake. I've learned from it. I'm not going to do it again.
Very nice. Not only this attitude for internal assertion will help, even when somebody says, you can say, as human, I did a mistake, but it will not be repeated. And they will take your assertions very seriously. They will say, oh, we have also done mistakes in our life. So see how open she is and authentic.
Okay, this has been a fantastic episode. I think that I learned a lot, and I'm sure that the viewers would learn a lot as well. Please be open to sending us your comments, to sending us your questions to the email address below. Also, if you're interested in getting Spoy Synopsis, kindly request and we will send it to you. It's been an amazing time in the studio with you today. Please come back for part B. Don't forget to engage. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to like and comment. Thank you.